Hey YouTube. Sorry. I was fixing the curtains. Wanting some natural sunlight in here. I need to light some candles, something I haven't done for a while. But I was waiting so that I can order candles from this chick on Instagram. She makes her own candles. She's my melanated sister, and the next time I purchase candles, it will be from her. Um, what I'm trying to practice right now in my life is, and by my life I mean the life I'm living that does not belong to me but to the Creator. I'm trying to practice group economics. Thank you to everyone who has reached out. Y'all have no idea the joy you bring to me. I enjoy talking to new people, people from all walks of life. Why? Because to me, it makes you a more rounded person. And if you get that, then this is for you, you know. I want to first apologize for, I would say, going to sleep. Because, sometimes we're in periods in our lives where we are dormant. And sometimes it just sneaks up on you. And I really wanted to discuss, and then I'm going to go into reading. But I figure it's my channel. If I want to talk before I read, then it's mine. So, this is going to be my vlog and me reading because that's all that my time will allow. I can't do either or all the time. And just bear with me. If not, you can just skip it. I'll start reading eventually. But anyway, to me, it keeps you more rounded. You talk to different people from all experiences and walks of life. And in order for us to build a family mindset, we have been divided for so long. In order for us to build that mindset, we have to start reaching out and trying to help someone. And whether it be mentally, you being mental support for someone, whether it be an ear, everybody needs to be heard sometimes. Sometimes what's annoying for me is that I listen to everyone. And sometimes I'm giving unsolicited advice. I just throw my little opinion in there. Y'all just have to forgive me on that. But, you can take it or not. It's not a prison sentence where you have to do what I'm recommending. It's just me interacting with what's going on. So, in order for us to build that mindset, the last video, or the video before the last, I show you the brother who has a community, a self-sustainable community. And I want to shout out Fallon. Hey girl. Y'all go over and check out the Remnant. Thank you for reaching out. Thank you for sharing information. It's awesome, especially information that I understand. And that's why I'm learning too. And I've known this, but people in relationships, everybody's not going to click. Our job is to be humble enough to work together and love on each other even when we are not clicking. We want to cut each other off and bash each other's personality. I'm a person that if I have a problem with you, it will be an action. I will never come for your personality because I know that everybody's different and everybody plays a part. If we are the body, the finger is not more important than the toe just because the toe is down below. That's the mindset we're in. I would never come for your personality. And if you ever say that I offended you, it may take me a while to come back. Hear me out. I am humble enough to come back and say, I apologize. I just have to let it die down first. If you ever get an apology from me, I care for you. I care about you. And I care about people. So, that's just me. And I'm gonna move that on along. I'm growing. I'm learning to love on my people. My sister is here with me. Hey girl. I know I'm getting on nerves. Y'all, I'm a nerve wrecker. I like to push buttons. So I do. And it's a flaw. But, everybody has character flaws. Everybody. All of us. This society has done a number on us mentally, physically. Yeah, because most of us are overweight. Let's be clear. I remember a time in my life where I could get on the jungle gym and still, if it was just one or two, just cross over. So I started back working out this week. Tomorrow will be a week. Ladies, if we are to be the parts or functions that this body needs, that includes our health, we have to start taking care of ourselves. We have to get back to nature and cooking and nurturing. That's why it was often described that our food was cooked with love, because we are love, We are the Creator's kids, the bloodline, the original bloodline. If you do not get that and the importance of it and the importance of not mixing and not watering it down, it's not for you. You can't tell me I shouldn't feel special because I take great pride in knowing that I'm connected to the Creator. I mean, His favorite. Yeah. He loves us so much that He punishes us severely, but not more so than the other nations. Everything has a rise and a fall. We fell, and when you make your bed, you have to lay in it. So what we're doing right now is getting back. And I was going to start thumbing through papers, but we're getting back to where we're supposed to be. I was listening to Brother Ed this morning. Shout out to Brother Ed. Your videos just give me life. At the end of the weekend, it's a long week. I sometimes don't have even the mental space to listen to a 2-hour video or a 1-hour video. And then sometimes I just can't get back to it. And I do miss a lot of information this way, but everybody's been there. You're mentally fatigued. So today, on this day that was set aside, I did what I was doing, which is thinking for some reason. It's deep thought. And I put on videos and I was like, okay. I like to hear confirmation. Sometimes He'll speak to me. And I like very much so when it's in numbers. That's why they say numbers are important. Stuff coming to you in 2s and 3s. I mean, it's for you. It's the same thing. It's not just what did I say? It's not just coincidence. We don't know what the word means, so could be using it out of text. But anyway, we're in the View of the Hebrews, page 66, second paragraph. Thus the prophetic writings do clearly decide that both Israel and the Jews shall in the last days before the millennium be literally restored to their own land of Palestine and be converted to the Christian faith. To give a mystical import to all these prophecies and say they will be fulfilled only in the conversion of these ancient people of God to Christianity is to take a most unwarrantable liberty with the Word of God. Some have made such pretense. Such pretense. Hold on, y'all. I was trying to put the camera down. Yeah. Some have made such pretense, but far be it from me to follow them. Why not as well apply a mystical sense to every prediction of future events, to the predictions of the battle of the great day, of the millennium, of the resurrection of the bodies of men, of the final judgment, of the conflagration of this world, of heaven and of hell. Why make Why may not those as well all be fulfilled, not by a literal, but by some mystical accomplishment? Is not this to add and to diminish with a witness, Paul says, 2 Timothy 2:16. But shun profane and vain babblings, for they will increase unto more ungodliness, and their words will eat as doth a canker, of whom Hymenaeus and Philetus, who concerning the truth have erred, saying that the resurrection is past already, and overthrow the faith of some. What was the liberty taken by those arch heretics? No doubt it was this, applying to predictions of a resurrection of the bodies of men from from the grave. We're on page 67. A mystical resurrection of the soul from the death of sin, but the predictions of the resurrection are far less numerous and are not more express than are the predictions of the restoration of the Jews and Israel to their own land. In various of the most remarkable of these predictions, we find it distinctly ascertain that the Jews shall be converted, shall have a new heart given them, shall have their hearts circumcised to fear the Lord. And beside this, it is said that the people, as a distinct nation, be restored to the land of their fathers, and shall dwell in temporal posterity there through all the following ages, and be more numerous than ever were their fathers. To say then that all those predictions of such a restoration to Palestine are to be accomplished only in the bringing of that people in their dispersed state to embrace the Messiah is to take a most unwarrantable liberty with the word of God. Look at one passage, Ezekiel 36, 37, 38, and 39th chapter, are the new heart, the heart of the flesh, their promise, and God's gathering them out of all lands into their own land, which had so long lain waste, one and the same event. What can such expositors do with the predictions of God and his bands gathered against them and falling upon the mountains of Israel? Are these and all predictions in Joel, Zechariah, and other prophets of the gathering of all nations to Jerusalem to be explained away, so that no gathering of the nations and assembling of the kingdoms must be expected? It must be a dangerous expedient thus to explain away the clear and express sentiments of revelation. The old and best expositors generally have believed in literal restoration. Restoration of Judah and Israel, and no material objections, which were on top of 68, and no material objections can be raised against it, which might not in its principle operate as forcibly against all predicted future events. That the Hebrews are to have a literal restoration appears from the fact that the threatenings that God cast them off had their fulfillment in a literal rejection of them from the promised land. The promises of their restoration appear to be an exact counterpart of thus, and hence must have their effect in restoring them again to Palestine. If such promises did not design to restore them again to the land of their fathers, why should the threatenings of their rejection of God be designed to have their effect in expelling them literally from the land of promise? Why should one of them receive a literal and the other a mystical construction? No account can be given of this. If there is no benefit in restoring them to Palestine, why was there any calamity in expelling them from Palestine? Why did not God let them continue there, though he withdrew his spirit and grace from them? But if over and above this they must be expelled from the land of promise, then surely their promised restoration must, over and above giving them the heart of the flesh, bring them back to Canaan, which was given to them for an everlasting possession. And that's the end of chapter 2. Ladies, if anything sticks out, please look it up, make a video. Men, if anything sticks out, look it up and make a video. I can't do it all. It takes for me to be elevated to even read without messing up all the words. So I can't keep stopping and, doing too much at once. I'm going to get back into the Behold of a Pale White Horse soon. I just don't know when. Hold on, y'all. I have to put on this space heater. It's kind of cold here. Sorry. Okay, so, chapter 3, the present state. I'm looking at the time. Okay, let's go for it. We're on page 69. This is chapter 3, the present state of Judah and Israel. And we're reading the View of the Hebrews. This is Ethan Smith's View of the Hebrews. I will leave the link in the description box. Right up on educational purposes. Now, the present state of the Jews is so well understood in the Christian and literary world that very little will be said on this part of the subject, while a more particular attention will be paid to the present state of the 10 tribes of Israel. The whole present population of the Jews has been calculated at 5 million. But the probability is, as has been thought by good judges, that they are far more numerous. One noted character says that in Poland and part of Turkey there are at least 3 million of this people, and that among them generally there is an unusual spirit of inquiry relative to Christianity. Mr. Noah says that in the states of Barbary, their number exceeds 700,000. Their population in Persia, China, India, and Tartary is stated in a report of the London Society for the Conversion of the Jews to be more than 300,000 in Western Asia. The Jews are numerous and they are found in almost every land. Page 70. As in Europe, this remarkable people have been singularly depressed, and in ages past made a taunt, reproach, and byword trodden down, scattered, and peeled. One would hope that quarter of the world would feel themselves obligated to be singularly active in bringing about their restoration. Considerable has been undertaken to ameliorate their condition and prepare the way for their restoration. It is 14 years since a society was formed in London to aid the Christianization of this people. A chapel has been erected by the society for their benefit. The New Testament they have caused to be translated into the Hebrew language. Also, many tracts written in Hebrew. These tracts and Testament have been liberally distributed among the Jews and been read by multitudes of them with no small attention. Missionaries have been sent among them, schools opened, and various means used. A seminary was opened in 1822 for the instruction of the youth of this people. 4 students of the seed of Abraham entered it. One of them celebrated Mr. Wolfe, a Jewish convert and a missionary in various parts of the United Kingdom. Auxiliary societies have been formed, and the amount of monies received in 1822 was upwards of 10.698 sterling, between $40,000 and $50,000. Now, in the schools of the society are between 70 and 80 children of the Jews. In 1822, there were distributed 2,459 Hebrew Testament, 892 German Jewish do, 2,597 Polish Judea do, 800 Hebrew Psalters, 42,410 Hebrew tracts, 30,000 English do. For the Jews, 19,300 Hebrew cards. The prophets are about to be printed in Hebrew on stereotype plates for the benefit of the Jews. Places of deposit of books for the Jews are established extensively in the four quarters of the world. Other and similar societies in favor of the Jews are becoming numerous. Only several will be given in detail. One has been formed in Berlin under the sanction of His Prussian Majesty. This society, in an address to the public, observes pious Christians in Germany seem themselves almost excluded from the work of converting the heathen, to whom seafaring nations only have an immediate access. May they be of good cheer in turning their eyes to the millions of the ancient people of God who live among them or in their vicinity. There is no nation provided with so effective means now to begin the work of their conversion as Protestant Germany. For this country, the most glorious harvest seems to be in reserve. Let us then clear ourselves from the blame of leaving to perish these millions living among us or near our gates without having ever made any well-regulated attempt to lead them to the cross upon which their fathers crucified the Messiah. This field is our own and only requires laborers. According to our best information of its state, we have no doubt but the soil will readily receive the seed of the divine word. The informations received from Poland too are interesting. The Jews there seem to be convinced that some important change in their condition is preparing, and they seem ready to cooperate in the means of such a change. Count von der Rick near Westphalia has established near Düsseldorf an asylum for converted Jews, and numerous societies have been formed in Europe and America to aid this great object. The American Meliorating Society, with its auxiliaries, might be noted in detail, but they are well known. The history of the Palestine Mission, also the noted agency of Mr. Frey, and the omission of Mr. Wolf, the Jewish missionary to Palestine, also the remarkable conversion of many of the Jews, but this would exceed my designed limits, and these things are well known to the Christian world. My present object is rather to attend to the present state of the 10 tribes of Israel. This branch of the Hebrew family have long been outcast, out of sight, or unknown as Hebrews. The questions arise: Are they in existence as a distinct people? If so, who or where are they? These are queries of great moment at this period when the time of their restoration is drawing near. These queries may receive an answer if the following remarks. 1. Number 1. It has been clearly ascertained in the preceding chapter that the 10 tribes as the Israel of God are in the last days to be recovered and restored with the Jews. The valley of dry bones, and that just came back again. The valley of dry bones and the 2 sticks becoming one in the prophet's hand have been seen clearly to ascertain this. See Ezekiel 39. as well as the many other passages noted in this chapter. But as this fact is essential to our inquiring after the 10 tribes with confidence of their existence, I shall here note several additional predictions of the event found in the prophets, and note some passages which distinguish between the dispersed state of the Jews and the outcast state of the 10 tribes, which distinction will afford some light in our inquiries. All right, we begin the 73. And I'm going to stop on this page. When the restoration of the Hebrews is predicted in Isaiah 11, that God will in the last days set up an ensign for the nations, it is to assemble the outcasts of Israel and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. Mark the distinction: the Jews are dispersed, scattered over the nations as Jews, and they have long been known to be but Israel are outcasts, cast out from the nations, from society, from the social world, from the knowledge of men as being Hebrews. This distinction is repeatedly found in the prophets. The dispersed state of the Jews as Jews is a most notable idea in the prophetic scriptures, but of Israel the following language is used: as Isaiah, the Lord God who gathereth the outcasts of Israel saith, and see. Accordingly, when Israel are recovered and united with the Jews at last, the Jews expressed their astonishment and inquired where they had been. They had utterly lost them, as is the fact. See Isaiah. The Jews here, while removing to and fro through the nations in their dispersed state, had been left alone, i.e., of the 10 tribes, the latter being now restored to the bosom of the mother church. The Jews inquire, who hath brought up these? Behold, I was left alone. These where had they been? Here we learn that the 10 tribes had, during the long dispersion of the Jews, been utterly out of their sight and knowledge as their brethren. This implies the long outcast state of the 10 tribes. Several additional passages will be noted to show that both the branches of that ancient people are to be restored. In Isaiah 11, after the promise that the dispersed Jews and outcast Israel shall be restored, the prophet adds verse 13, the envy, and this is page 74. The envy also Ephraim shall depart. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim. Here the mutual jealousies between the two branches of the house of Israel, which before the expulsion of the 10 tribes kept them in almost perpetual war, shall never again be revived, which passage assures us of the restoration of Israel as Israel. And yeah, I'm going to stop right there. Like I said, the link will be on this video. If y'all want to move forward, go right ahead. I have things to do, and it's no shade to y'all. I have to, making product number 1, which I'm going to go and check on. Y'all hold on. Okay, y'all, so I am back. Let's get some FaceTime. Let me see. Okay, hey y'all. Today, I'm filming. Well, what's up? Hey y'all. I'm back. Yeah, I just been really doing paperwork. In the state of Texas, if you have a business that's registered as a business, it's kind of a lot. And it's monetary, They're just trying to see if they can get some of your coins. It's not that they care that much. The economy is booming here, though. You can come here, and if you have the means to start, a lot of marketing stuff, there's a market for it because we're marginalized here, and it's just a simple way of putting it. Okay, so y'all, I hear myself. Like I said, I'm gonna leave the link for that. Y'all can just go over there and check that out. Welcome to those people that I don't know are here yet. Welcome back to everybody else. Thank y'all. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe. I'm sorry, y'all. That is so wretched out here. Okay. Go over to Instagram and follow me. I am Styles by Nina. And I'm not going to open up. Styles by Nina LLC on Instagram. On Twitter, I am Urban Intellectual at Styles by Nina. Yeah. I think that's it. Y'all go over and follow me. I don't do anything but post information. Some people, I see them posting their life, and I'm just like, what the hell is going on? You can't put your life on social media. So what? And by life, I mean everything that you're going through in every aspect of your life. Just being public stranger information, not cool. Yeah, I gotta move this camera down. I know y'all can't see it, but maybe I can. I don't know. I like looking at things one at a time. We're gonna check out something else because we're here. Might as well. I can give y'all like 30 more minutes. I've been listening to the Education Center all morning. It was awesome as usual. Let's see. Let's prowl. Let's see who maybe else. I listened to this dude for like herbal information, health food information, things that are good for you, things that are bad for you. He did this video this morning, and it's just, I'm starting to think when people say these people work for the corporations, it's like, cause dude, you know all this stuff, but you don't know that the Republicans and the Democrats are all the same. But you know all this other stuff. You keep on talking about why the Democrats feel that. I get it, but they're still the same entity. Neither of them mean any of us any good. But go over and check out the Health Ranger. It's a lot of health and herb information if you're into that. If you're into going back to nature and cleansing your body and keeping clean and stuff. There's some music I wanted to share with y'all. Shout out to my little sis Maddie. She sent me a link for this music, and I love, and that's another thing. 432 is a frequency. It's the frequency of the nature of everything. But there are other frequencies that you can use for healing and stuff. So she sent me a link and I loved it. And sometimes I go over here just to listen. And it soothes me. Let's mute the commercial. Y'all know these people out of control. They put commercials on everything. Okay. Sometimes I listen to this, it relaxes me. Y'all gotta excuse me, I'm sleepy, it's cold. Whew. And I hate it because I don't want to go back and look like that. Why I'm looking like that in that part. I don't believe, well, I don't know how to edit, so, and I mean, you get the full effect. This is me. Yeah, he did this one. This is the one I clicked on. I'm just like, dude, they're all the same people. And he had on his Trump t-shirt. They are so ready and ready for disappointment. That's all it is. Y'all, I don't see anything that I just want to watch. I'm keep. Arthur Scott, put up a new video. Why is that asking unsubscribe? YouTube be doing stuff. When you be clicked on it, think you clicking one thing, you unsubscribing. And see, I can still see myself. Y'all can't see me. But I was just sitting there with my mouth wide open. Y'all see me do that? Don't look at it. I don't know why I do that. The ugliest look I can be giving is that. Oh no! This is not going to get together. Y'all go check that. They have different frequencies. Look it up. Somebody make a video. Different frequencies do different stuff. Sorry.
If you mistook me for a homer for Donald Trump, you're sadly mistaken. Yes, I did campaign for him with great zeal and enthusiasm, partly because I believe in what he's doing, mostly because Hillary Clinton would have marked the death of this country. I'm concerned what Donald Trump has done with regard to one of his major appointments. He has asked James Comey to stay on as FBI director. I find this outrageous. It's outrageously incompetent for this president to keep this criminal in charge of the FBI. Shall we go back in time, what we exposed here on the Common Sense Show, the website, the radio show, and now here on the Red List News? Comey used to be a board of directors. He was on the board of directors for HSBC Bank, the biggest criminal bank in the world. John Cruz, the very brave and noble senior vice president, formerly of HSBC, uncovered massive money laundering schemes involving gun running, child sex trafficking, and drug trafficking. And the clientele were the cartels, terrorists, Hillary Clinton's foundation. I mean, folks, this was what Comey was facilitating when he was on the board of directors. Money going from HSBC to the Clinton Foundation. And let's not forget how he whitewashed Hillary Clinton's investigation into her emails. My father had a security clearance for the government, one of the top ones that you can hold. And had he handled one email like Hillary Clinton did on a private server, he would be doing 5 years in a federal prison for each count. She was guilty at least 33,000 times. Comey had the evidence. He called it irresponsible. No, you were irresponsible, Comey. Clinton was criminal, and she should be made an example of. 33,000, and we got Ed Snowden that had to run for his life, and we got a bigger criminal right here that Comey could have grabbed, made an example of, and put her in prison. And he didn't screw this up once. He screwed it up twice. And Donald Trump keeps this criminal in office, a man who participated in drug, sex, and gun laundering schemes with HSBC. Incredible, Mr. Trump. I am so disappointed in this decision. This man belongs in prison, not running our FBI.
Well, overnight, the president also threatened federal action to address the violence in Chicago. He tweeted, "If Chicago doesn't fix the horrible carnage going on," he wrote, 228 shootings in 2017 with 42 killings, "I will send in the feds." Now, Chicago police tell CNN that the actual numbers are 38 homicides, 182 shootings so far this year. Donald Trump wrote what he wrote, apparently just after a guest on Fox News discussed violence in Chicago and used the word carnage, and apparently the same statistics, the faulty statistics that the president later tweeted. The president last addressed Chicago violence in early January. He wrote when he was president-elect that if mayor can't do it, he must ask for federal help. Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel has not directly addressed what the president wrote overnight, but he did say in an interview that over the years the city has had to step up its resources directed at gun violence as the federal government has stepped back.
To our top story this morning, because the big announcement is President Trump. He's expected to say that he is going to do good on his promise to build a wall along the U.S.-Mexico border. He dropped a hint on Twitter last night saying that he has a big day on national security in store. He ended that tweet by saying, quote, "We will build the wall." Now, here in Texas, we already know state lawmakers are talking about immigration and immigration policy. They're gathering today to oppose legislation that aims to take away sanctuary cities.
The Mexican-American Legislative Caucus is getting together at the state capitol to say they're going to oppose any bill that forces local compliance with all federal immigration laws. Kate Whitehouse is live in Austin with more on this morning. Good morning, Kate.
Good morning. Well, one bill in particular they're against is Senate Bill 4. Now, that would take away funding from state grants to communities who do not enforce immigration laws. And, you know, border security and sanctuary cities kind of go hand in hand because lawmakers really think that if the borders were more secure, then this would not be an issue. So when it comes to border security, lawmakers are looking to continue spending millions. The proposal this session includes the Senate wanting DPS to continue receiving $800 million this budget. The House proposes $663 million. But lawmakers on both sides of the aisle say they would like to see the federal government putting in more money for border security.
Oh, that's everybody's fondest wish. Because are we going to have to put $1 billion of state money, or is the federal government going to do what is their job and do that?
We also talked to Senator Jose Menendez from San Antonio. He's a Democrat. He said that border security is the job of the national government, and, quote, I don't see why the state of Texas and our citizens should be paying double. Now, one of the big reasons lawmakers are really hoping that the federal government is going to be pitching in more money for border security is because the budget for this session here in Texas is extremely tight, and many lawmakers say they would really rather use those funds to allocate it for things like education. John, back to you.
Multiple media outlets report President Donald Trump ordered freezes on new regulations out of federal agencies, and federal employees have been told to stop communicating with the press. ProPublica reports President Donald Trump has put a freeze on grants and contracts by the Environmental Protection Agency. The Huffington Post reports EPA employees were told not to blog, post on social media, issue press releases, or update their websites. The Associated Press reports the USDA has been told the same thing. And the Department of Health and Human Services is another agency that has been told not to communicate with the press. Vox Media reports the ordering of freezes is a standard move. George W. Bush and Barack Obama issued similar orders when they took office. Vox says this allows the Trump administration to put a hold on new regulations as they prepare for further action.
Yeah, I know what's going to happen. I just want to explain what's going to happen for those that don't know what's going to happen. A lot of people are concerned with Trump being in office. You have to know that they are playing chess, not checkers. So the people that are going to be most affected by these new laws and them taking hold or whatever they're taking hold of is that more of them are going to start killing themselves and killing people and just going crazy in general, because regardless of the numbers that they put out there, other races are the bigger recipients of food stamps, more so than us right now in this country. You gotta stop thinking small and stop having them to put fear on you. All right, now, a couple more minutes.
First, some breaking news to tell you about on Morrison Road near Alameda. Denver 7, the first on the scene of a shooting.
And Nicole is tracking this one from the First Alert Desk.
Yeah, and right now, guys, it appears the suspect in this is still out there. This happened at a home on Morrison Road, just south of Alameda, just a few blocks south of there. Denver police say they got a call about a shooting at a home just after midnight. They went out and found a victim who was taken to the hospital in critical condition. Now, police have not released any information on a suspect at this point, and at this point, they haven't arrested anyone yet.
The Secret Service is taking action against a senior agent who suggested that she would not take a bullet for President Trump. Courts yesterday say the agent made the anti-Trump social media post around the presidential election. Jeff Begase is in Washington with the new controversy hitting the agency. Jeff, good morning.
Good morning. The Secret Service led security efforts around the inauguration and is tasked with protecting elected officials, both Republican and Democrat. But this morning, one agent is facing an internal investigation for her comments that have now come to light. This scene in Reno, shortly before the election, is a reminder of what the United States Secret Service does every day to protect high-profile targets like the president. But this morning, the agency is looking into the social media statements of an agent who suggested she wouldn't put her life on the line for President Trump. According to a report by the Washington Examiner, Kerry O'Grady, special agent in charge of the Secret Service's Denver district, wrote this message on Facebook in October, saying, "I would take jail time over a bullet or an endorsement for what I believe to be disaster to this country." She ended the post with, "I am with her," an implicit endorsement of Hillary Clinton. Hello, how are you? In the report, O'Grady says her post was in reaction to this now infamous 2005 video where Mr. Trump made lewd comments about women. But after posting the comments, O'Grady said that she had second thoughts, saying, "As soon as I put it up, I thought it was not the sentiment that I needed to share because I care very deeply about the mission." The Secret Service is aware of the postings and tells CBS News that the agency is taking quick and appropriate action. Any allegations of misconduct are taken seriously and swiftly investigated. There's the man. Come on. On Sunday, President Trump singled out Secret Service Director Joseph Clancy while at a law enforcement reception at the White House, telling the room he's felt safe with their protection since day one. The Secret Service agents are barred from engaging in political activity. We did reach out to Agent O'Grady, but we have yet to hear back.
All right, Jeff, thanks so much.
President Trump's executive action to approve two controversial pipelines could head towards a legal showdown. A Native American tribe is threatening legal action to block the building of the Dakota Access Pipeline. The president's action also called for progress on the Keystone XL pipeline. Combined, the two would span 2,300 miles and carry more than 1 million barrels of crude oil a day. After months of demonstrations, regulators denied an easement for the Dakota Access Pipeline in December. Barry Peterson is at the protest site near Cannonball, North Dakota, with the new fight. Barry, good morning.
Good morning, Charlie. Well, supporters consider this a victory in their years-long effort to build these two pipelines. Energy stocks jumped as the price of crude rose. As for opponents, they see this as a setback, but not a surprise. Pipeline protesters gathered across the country Tuesday night, chanting their criticism of the president, hours after he put his support for the pipelines in writing. Trump had different messages for the two pipeline companies, but the bottom line was the same: get them built.
And if it's a no, we'll give them a brick down. And if it's a yes, it's like, let's start building.
He asked TransCanada to resubmit its application for Keystone. The company quickly agreed. For the Dakota pipeline, Trump ordered the Army Corps of Engineers to review and approve in an expedited manner. The Dakota Access Pipeline is vehemently and sometimes violently opposed by the Standing Rock Sioux tribe members. The whole world's watching you. And tens of thousands of their supporters from around the U.S. The protesters argue it disturbs sacred tribal land and say a potential leak where the pipeline crosses under the Missouri River could be catastrophic. In a statement, Standing Rock Sioux tribe chairman Dave Archambault II said, "The existing pipeline route risks infringing on our treaty rights, contaminating our water, and the water of 17 million Americans downstream." Kelsey Warren is the CEO of Energy Transfer Partners, the company backing the pipeline. Warren foreshadowed the decision in a CBS interview shortly after Trump was elected.
Every investor believes that the moment there's a change of administration, this easement gets granted, the pipeline gets built, and the crude starts flowing.
Trump's 2016 financial disclosure shows the president owned up to $50,000 worth of the company's stock. According to a Trump spokesman, he sold his shares last June. The president says this move will create thousands of jobs, but the Dakota pipeline is almost done, and those construction workers will soon be out of work. Left behind will be only 50 permanent jobs monitoring the pipeline across 4 states. Yeah?
Thank you very much, Barry Peterson.
3 Republican U.S. senators have again put forward a measure aimed at imposing fresh sanctions on Iran over various issues, including Tehran's missile program. Senators Marco Rubio, John Cornyn, and Todd Young proposed a bill citing Iran's, quote, non-nuclear provocations. They accuse the Islamic Republic of supporting terror and committing ballistic missile violations. The senators who introduced the same bill in December 2016 slammed the previous U.S. administration for failing to adopt adequate punitive measures against Iran. Tehran has repeatedly warned Washington against imposing new sanctions.
President Trump is taking a first step towards keeping his signature campaign promises on immigration. The president tweeted last night, "Big day planned on national security. We will build the wall."
The president is expected to sign executive actions today to enable construction of a wall along the border with Mexico. But the big question remains, will Congress actually pass legislation to fund the project? He's also moving ahead with new restrictions affecting refugees and Muslims coming from certain countries. That follows a series of presidential actions yesterday that environmentalists don't like. Major Garrett is at the White House. Major, good morning.
Good morning. President Trump does begin his moves on fulfilling immigration promises with a move to the Department of Homeland Security today, and as you mentioned, more executive actions to tighten security along the U.S.-Mexico border. And we expect later this week other executive actions to limit refugee flows and other inflows of immigrants from certain countries. This week, President Trump has started to fulfill popular promises, and today he will act on a campaign staple. We will build a great wall. Financing for the U.S.-Mexico border wall remains an unresolved question. Federal law since 2006 authorizes construction of a physical barrier, but Congress has never funded it. Another priority this week? I call it extreme vetting, right? Extreme vetting. Limiting refugee immigration from countries with a high rate of terrorism. Details on methods and timing are still developing. The president will not go as far as this incendiary campaign pledge.
A total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States.
At the White House yesterday, the president gave conditional approval to two pipeline projects blocked by the Obama administration.
Keystone Pipeline.
New memoranda greenlight the Keystone XL pipeline project from Alberta, Canada to Nebraska, and the Dakota Access from North Dakota to Illinois. Environmentalists sought to stop both.
We're going to renegotiate some of the terms.
Mr. Trump said he wants U.S. steel companies added to the mix.
If we're going to build pipelines in the United States, the pipe should be made in the United States.
The president also met with the CEOs of America's
all that building, making money on your land, and you ain't getting out one penny.
Regulations that he said hobble manufacturing.
I am, to a large extent, an environmentalist, I believe in it, but it's out of control.
Amid public concern about the new administration's environmental policies, the White House sent a memo to the EPA yesterday ordering immediate blackout until the administration gives further direction, including no social media, no blog posts, and a careful screening of incoming media requests. The EPA defended this policy, calling it a fresh look at public affairs common for any new administration. Also, Gail, the president, accepted an invitation from House Speaker Paul Ryan to deliver an address to a joint session of Congress February 28th.
Great. Thank you, Major. Smash and grab burglary in Queens, and the smash part involved a van. You can see the driver of the van crashing it into the front gate of a store in Lyndonville early Monday morning. The driver then walked into the store and removed cigarettes and $750 in cash. It happened at the Lyndonville Village, a newspaper shop. Police are trying to identify the man seen in the video.
The double murder mystery turning the quiet Dongan Hills neighborhood into a crime scene covered with detectives scouring the area in and around the business of Michael Genovese. It's where investigators say the 57-year-old and his 52-year-old male employee were when a masked gunman stormed in and then shot both in the head.
It's scary as all hell.
Police first called to the scene around 6:15 Tuesday night after a woman called 911 reporting shots fired. Officers arrived to find the two men dead, their bodies found in the back of Genovese's business called Universal Merchant Funding, a company offering small business loans. It's just really scary, you know, you go to work and you don't know if you're going to come home. People who live in the area alarmed, some now frightened.
It's a little bit terrifying when you live in this neighborhood all your life.
Wondering who would want to take the life of this business owner and his employee, and why.
It's devastating, you know. It's like makes you want to.
Yeah, this is on J Bossman 008. This is how they're gonna start getting people to be lost. You see how they put that in the middle? But go over here and he has news. See? That's right here, so you might make a mistake and unsubscribe from stuff. Y'all be careful. Peace and power to everyone. I'm out.